This is one of those fun fold cards that is going to make people, when they open it up, say, "What? How did you make this?" And once you learn the trick, you're going to be making them for every occasion. Hi, I'm Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping. I'm so happy that you're here to hang out with me for a few minutes. Thank you. Well, this is a premiere, so please hop over into the live chat so that we can hang out together for a little bit while we're doing this card. And if you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment and let me know what occasion you'll make this card for. A birthday, anniversary, holiday? Check, check, check. I've got all the tips and tricks that you need to know to make this card so easy. And of course, I have some variations to share with you at the end, so stick around. You'll see how beautifully this layout, this type of fun fold, works with all sorts of designer series paper and stamp sets. Plus, I have a free downloadable PDF just for you listed on my blog, and I do have the link down in the description, so please be sure you check it out. And hey, while you're here, please be sure you give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, follow me on social media. All these things are absolutely free for you and make an absolutely gigantic, huge difference for my really small business. I appreciate it so much. Well, I think we should go ahead and get started. How about you? Let's go. The base of the card is your usual base size. I do have all the measurements and everything listed on my blog on the tutorial, so don't worry about it. We're going to begin with scoring this 2 1/8, then flipping it over and doing 2 1/8 again. That's just easier for me. I tend to get very confused if I have to scoot it over and continue. Let's go ahead then and turn these over, burnishing our folds nice and tightly, because this is a fun fold type of card, so you need to make sure you burnish everything really, really well. Okay, it's a gatefold, as you can see at this point. Then it is a gatefold card. Now I have what are going to be the shutter pieces, and like I said, all the dimensions are on my blog on the tutorial, so don't worry about them. It's just a little short of 4. I think it's like a 3 7/8 and 3 1/2, I believe, so check that out on the blog. Grabbing my handy dandy trimmer again, I've got the 3 1/2 inch piece here. This is 4, it's longer. I'm going to score at 3 1/2 inches with the 4 inch, or the 3 7/8. It's not quite 4 inches up at the top. So I've got that scored. Now I'm going to do a 1/2 inch on this one. So I know that I have the 3 7/8 inch piece here at the top, and I want to mark halfway through. I know it's not going to be 2 inches, because that would be if it was 4 inches. So it's the 1/16 inch before. I'm going to open up my pen all the way and lightly run a line to have it be halfway. Can you see the line on there? All right, now I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to mark again at 1 3/4, because that's halfway of the 3 1/2. So I'm just going to mark it, a little mark here. See how that's all marked? Okay, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut all the way up. This is my scored side here, so I've got that scored at the 1/2 inch here, and on the opposite side is where I marked it, and I'm cutting up to my marked corner and the line here all the way up. Now I'm going to cut again from this corner all the way up. Now, if you used a pencil, you would be welcome to go ahead and erase that. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to flip it over, and no one is ever going to see that I marked the heck out of the side, right? It's going to be a secret. It's going to be our secret, and no one else is going to know, right? Now, because I am not a big fan of measuring and math, I'm simply going to put the other one right underneath and use it, top one, as a template when it comes to cutting the bottom one. Both my pieces are cut. This is going to be the shutter part that opens and shuts inside the card. I did have to do a bunch of measuring, and I changed it from what I saw other people had done online because it didn't work for me. Hopefully these numbers work for you. Because this is a fun fold, we want to really burnish these well and make sure they are ready to be folded, going in and out a lot, especially because this is a card that we want people to open and shut because it's super cool looking when they do. So we're going to really go back and forth on these to make sure they're very loose and broken down. Back and forth a few times. So you can use your nail, you can use a scissor edge. I like using the bone folder. Alrighty, I think that's pretty good. All right, now remember, this is our secret side. Don't tell anybody. For the middle of the card, I've got a gorgeous piece of designer series paper that I'm going to simply frame and mat it with a beautiful piece of the gorgeous grape. All along the sides here, I'm going to put some adhesive, but not too much. I do want a bunch here at the top though, because I want this piece to stick well onto its mat, but I don't want anything in the middle because I'm going to take, you could have like a 2 1/4 inch punch if you had. This is, I think it ends up being about 2.5 inches to die cut a stylish shapes. Or you could use the next smaller one, which is what I did on the other 2 cards that I did. But this one, I've decided I'm going to go with a bigger hole. So I've got this, and I will cut it out. Now I'm just going to take this out and use it for some other project. I'll cut out a bit of basic white with this, because that'll be another part of this card. What I'm going to do now is make it so it's going to stick inside the card. Now I'm paying attention to what is the bottom. I'm going to put 3 dimensionals here at the bottom, and I'm going to put 3 dimensionals up at the top. Now, which is the bottom? Where those flowers are. I'm going to take the dimensional paper backings off of that, bringing in the base. I'm going to open up the base and place that inside piece, the panel that is going to hide our shutter mechanism, lining it up with the bottom and as close as I can to middle of these 2 shutter fold, the gatefold pieces. I'm going to take one of the shutter pieces, and I want to have the edge where it is folded here. That edge will meet with the fold of the gatefold. All right, let's put some tear and tape on there because it's a real good adhesive. It's going to make sure that this is great to open and shut a lot. Using the take your pick tool to take the paper backing off. Now I want it as much as I can in the center of the hole that has been created with the die cut. And I'm simply putting it in the middle, and it is super sticky, so I'm trying to use the take your pick tool to help me out with it. I'm going to put the other one in and This is where you can have it on top if you want. Some people really prefer to do their shutter folds like that, where they're on the top. I like to have one underneath and one on top, and then I'm lining them up as well. So those shutter pieces are kind of lined up together. Underneath the middle piece that's going to hide our mechanism. Okay, I think that's pretty lined up. It's pretty good. And fold the gatefold over. All right, that's one done. Now for the tear and tape on the other side. So this is the trickiest part of the whole card, but it's actually very easy. Taking off the paper backing. Again, making sure it's lined up. I like to use a tool to help me out with that. Okay. Getting it all the way up to that line. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's see how it worked. Woohoo, it did! Yay! There is the shutter fold underneath there. The shutter is working really well. Yay! Okay. All right, so now I've got the sentiment piece here. I cut it out with that same die cut. I've got a sentiment from the Right Word stamp set. I really liked the words that it has for happy birthday and stuff like that. And then the With You in Mind is what I'm going to use for the front to decorate the front of the card. So opening up the gorgeous grape ink and using that cling stamp pretty much in the middle. Great, that turned out well. And I'm going to put a lot of adhesive on the back of this. Using my bone folder, I'm going to simply put it underneath where I want it to go, and I'm not going to press it down. I can see right where the opening is going to be, how nice and big it's going to be to have my sentiment in there. Now I'm pressing it down and I just take the bone folder right out. Yay! It worked perfectly. That's so fantastic. Now we'll take the paper backing off of the top dimensionals on our middle panel that is hiding our shutter mechanism. And now we can open and shut it. It's gorgeous. I'm going to use a little bit of basic white to decorate the inside pieces so I have room to write a message inside if I want to, and I won't use them if I don't want to. Or you can always stamp something on it. I'm going to use a little bit of extra designer series paper from trimming my pieces, and I'll decorate with that at the bottom of these. Okay, and now for that designer paper on the bottom. A little bit right there, and now just a little bit on this side too. I'm also going to put some on the back so I can further write if I want to on the back, or I don't have to. I'll have an option with a little bit of designer paper decorating that piece too. So I just press it right on there. Okay, now it's time to decorate the front of the card. I have some designer series paper that I've cut to fit the flaps. I could either make it look like one big pretty scene, or I could separate it and it still looks like a pretty scene, just a little gap in between. I think that's what I'm going to do. A little bit of adhesive onto the back. Place it right onto the gatefold flap. And now the other side. Can you believe how quickly this comes together? It's time for the belly band now. We're nearly complete. I'm going to take this 2" by 11" piece and wrap it around the card. I carefully make sure that it is meeting at the top and the bottom here. Then I'm going to use the bone folder to make it nice and tight. Again, it's a fun fold type of card, so we want it to be nice and burnished. A little bit of the tear and tape to help make sure the belly band stays in place. A little bit on this end here too. I'm hoping that this is a card that the belly band will go on and off a lot, as well as getting opened and shut a lot. So I'm really making sure the adhesives are going to be strong and tight. Putting it inside there and lower it down so that everything is connected. I want to decorate the front of my belly band, and I don't want to have the seam there because then it's going to show. So I simply take it off now that I'm done with that part. Put it onto the back area, and it is a nice tight belly band, which is exactly what you want. And now to decorate that, I've got a piece of fresh freesia that I have cut to be 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and then a little bit of basic white that's an 1/8" smaller. I'm going to stamp that piece of basic white. Because it's photopolymer, I want to have a little bit of give underneath it, so I've got a little piercing mat. A nice happy birthday in there. Beautiful. Okay, done with the gorgeous grape. I'm going to put the fresh freesia on the belly band first. And you can go ahead and decorate these any other way you would like. Maybe you think there should be some ribbon on here, or you would put some other embellishments on. I am really thrilled with the shutter card as it is. I think it's kind of fancy. Okay, well, before we wrap up, I'm going to show you all 3 of these shutter cards together because I just can't pick a favorite. And here's the one that we created today with the gorgeous grape and that breathtaking splendid autumn paper. I just love that purple sky with the sunrise peeking through. And isn't it stunning when the shutter opens to reveal the sentiment? It's so gorgeous. And then here is the crushed curry version. It's warm and golden and absolutely perfect for fall. I used another design from that same paper pack of the Splendid Autumn. It's so gorgeous, and it's perfect with its foliage theme. Those trees just glow. I love it. All right, and then there is the final beauty, the cloud cover cardstock paired with that beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper and Secret Sea ink. It has such a calm vibe, don't you think? It's so beautiful, and each one of these feels so different, and yet they all started from the same simple fold. That's what I love about this layout. And once you know all these steps, the possibilities are absolutely endless. Well, which one is your favorite? Please let me know in the comments. I'd really love to know. See, that wasn't hard at all, was it? Once you know where to score and fold and cut, this really cool fun fold is one of those that looks super fancy, but it's actually really fun. It always fills my heart to have these little creative moments with you. So if you watch the premiere, I really have enjoyed chatting with you. And if you're watching the replay, then please be sure and let me know what stamp set you think you'll use to create your shutter card. And hey, if you make one, please share it with me on social media. I would love to see your take on this super cool fun fold. Remember, you can grab the PDF that's totally free on my blog, and the link is down in the description. So please get that free tutorial and subscribe to the channel. All these things are free and I appreciate it very much. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your crafty cheerleader. So until next time, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day and that you have a chance to get inky. Bye.